Hi and welcome to today's English class. In today's English class, we are going to continue the chapter which we have discussed in the previous class. In the previous class, we discussed chapter 13 in our English textbook. Chapter 13, it's a story and it's about the elephants. The title of the story is A School for Elephants. Yes, there is really a school for elephants and there they train the elephants. They tame the elephants and train them and teach them how to be obedient. Elephants are trained by mahouts. That's what we learned in the previous class. And the first commands they teach is stop, stand up, sit down. Elephants are fed with many treats. They were given bananas, sugar canes and sweets to obey the mahout. And we also learned how they tame the elephant and how they train the elephant. And in this class, you are about to learn who are the enemies of elephants and what really happened to African elephants. And are they using the same harsh way to teach the animals, the elephants nowadays? That's what we are going to discuss in today's English class. Let's get into it. Where do actually elephants live? The elephants, especially wild Asian elephants, live in herds. Yes, they live in herds in the forests of India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia and Indonesia. These were the places we can see more elephants, more wild Asian elephants. Yes, there are Asian elephants as well as the African elephants. Asian elephants are easily tameable. They can easily tame an Asian elephant than an African elephant. An African elephant is very huge, is gigantic. It's really hard to tame an African elephant. And I told you elephants live in herds. And in that herd, there will be old female elephants, mother elephants and the baby elephants and other young elephants. They all led by old female elephants. Elephants are led by old female elephants. And I told you about the enemy of the elephants. Elephants are hunted for various purposes, especially for their tusks. For their tusks, they are hunted by humans. African elephants. Here, elephant tusks are valuable. Elephant tusks are valuable and elephants, especially in Africa, and those are the African elephants which have long tusks. African elephants are hunted for their tusks. They are valuable. People hunt elephants for their tusks. And that's how they have reduced the half of the population of African elephants. While the African elephants face these kind of enemies, the Asian elephants, they face somewhat more than that. Asian elephants, if they get caught by the people, the humans, they will be tamed and used for their purposes in circuses or in zoos or in the streets. And in the previous class, we learned how they tame an elephant by giving some bananas, sugarcane, sweets and more treats to make the elephant stay in that one small room. But not all young elephants like this. Some young elephants, some young wild elephants and some other young elephants who were born in the human environment get harsh treatment. They were treated really badly. How? They were tied in a place. They were tied in a place where they could even not move their head. They would get immovable in a certain place. And why are they tying that in a certain place? They tried their best to break the chains, but it's not possible for them to break the chains. Why have they tied those elephants in a single place? It's because they have to break the animal's spirit. If that animal tried its best out of it and even it cannot break out from that chain, then what happened? Then it makes easier to train. After that animal's spirit's over, it would get easily be trained. It's really a harsh treatment. Elephant's legs are tied, even its head is immovable. They can't move their heads, they can't move their body. Everything was tied. They can't move in anywhere. They have to stay in a single place until they get tamed. And what about the elephants? Are they being tamed nowadays? Not nowadays. 4,000 years ago. 4,000 years ago, Asian elephants are trained by the people in the Indus Valley civilization. During those times, they tame elephants for mostly wars. They use elephants in wars. And nowadays we are using elephants in moving large objects like timbers, big woods, and as well as in ceremonial purposes, in zoos and in circuses, and as well as in the army. And you know what? In Sri Lanka, in India, in Thailand, they use elephants for tourist purposes. They carry the tourists and walk along with them. They take the tourists to the place where there were no roads. And tourists enjoy riding the elephants. And now we know that these elephants are captured from the wild and tamed by the harsh treatment, by spurring on it. Spurring, which means poking them with the spiky shoes and holding them in a single small space to break their spirit. These harsh treatments were known to many places in the world, and they started making it illegal to catch a wild elephant. And in India, the capture of wild elephants was made illegal. Yes, it was illegal now. Made illegal by the Wildlife Protection Act. Under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, it is now illegal to catch a wild elephant. And what about the other elephants who were born in human environment? Those elephants are nowadays treated with somewhat humane techniques. And those humane techniques are now practiced in zoos. Yes, especially in zoos, they are practicing humane techniques. What's that humane techniques? Instead of giving them the punishment or the harsh treatment, people in zoos, they are nowadays feeding them with bananas, with food, and giving them playthings, toys, and as well as verbal encouragement. They are just cheering up the animals by their words. And for what purposes? To check any wounds in their leg, or to clean the zoo enclosure where the elephants are kept inside. These humane practices are especially for to cure the wounded elephant. Yes, nowadays the school for elephants is changing. Now. The humane treatments are included and harsh treatments are avoided. Elephants, they are also a living being. We have to treat them with gentleness and patience, and by giving them food, not by treating them badly. And that's the end of the lesson. I hope you have understood it really well. Thank you for watching this video.